This show is brought to you by Manscaped. Use the code AFTV for 20% off your order and free shipping at manscaped.com. AFTV, Dan, 5-1 in the end today, but finished fifth ultimately. But I don't think anybody here thought that Norwich would be able to do us a favour. And really and truly, we shouldn't be looking for favours because it was in our hands. And we finished fifth. And how do you assess the season overall?
Started really poorly. 3 games, weren't prepared in the summer. I blame everybody at the club for that in terms of top to bottom. And we were playing catch up. There's been a number of occasions where we could have got rid of this manager, Rob. There was a number of occasions we stuck with him. The board and the owners seem to believe in this guy. So no matter how much you want the manager to be in or out, he's staying. So you got to let that go now. You know my opinions. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's right. But we played a little bit of catch up. And we caught right up to put ourselves into a Champions League position. Now, you have to give the manager a little bit of credit for that, but at the same time, you need to understand that we had 1 game a week. We spent £250 million, and it's not like when people say they're kids. Yeah, we decided to go with kids. We decided to go with this route. We decided to go down the route of youth projects. So when people say, but these team is young, yeah, that's why I didn't trust the process, because the team is young. So when people say to me, you've got to understand it's going to take time, this is why I did not trust the process. I've been taking 18 years of my time to move here to try and compete with titles, and it's not happening. And again, we have four points clear, 3 games left, and we blow it. Now, where was that performance today against Newcastle or Spurs? It wasn't there. Why? Because the pressure was off. So there was no pressure. I look at today, by the way, Everton were really poor, particularly the first half. I thought they just switched off. They just weren't bothered. They're safe. They're on the alcohol.
Let me just go back to the pressure thing. Pressure,
so
as I said to Lee, pressure is not an easy thing to deal with. As you saw today in the final 2 for the title race, where you've got the 2 best teams in the country, been miles better than everybody else, feeling the pressure, and both of them nearly slipping up. So despite having I know the guy over there said they didn't. The reason they didn't is because they got unbelievable squads. We don't have that yet. Do we then need to sort of be a bit patient and say, right, we need to get that in place so that when we have a situation like that, say next season, we can handle that pressure because we've got better players.
People want to be giving him more transfer windows. And I think everybody gets a little bit excited by that. He needs more windows. He needs more windows. I said it last week with Turkish. He needs more windows on Microsoft, this guy. Trust me, it's unbelievable the amount of transfer windows this guy needs. It is crazy. 5 transfer windows. How many has Conte needed to get them in the top 4? 1. Yeah? He went and got 2 players. Boom. Top 4, done. We need 5. Still can't get there. So that
but they were nearer to it than us anyway.
Do you think?
Weren't they? They were near. Well, they were nearer last season than the season before, weren't they? So they were nearer. They've been in a nearer position, and we all know they've got 2 world-class players that, that's what gets them over the line.
So have they spent £250 million? Have they spent £250 million? No, they haven't. We have. In 5 transfer windows, this guy's had all that he wants. Give whatever you need. 6 players in the summer, and still we fail. 1 game a week. Tottenham have not had that. I know they were out of Europe very early in terms of the Conference League. They were out of that, and they had 1 game a week for most of the season. They brought an elite manager in and said, please get us top 4. I will do, but you're going to need to give me a bit. Really disappointed with
Man United spent millions. Man United bought in managers.
What's the wrong with Man United though, Rob? They haven't got an elite manager. Same as us. They tried
had Mourinho.
That was 4 years ago, Rob.
But he would have been classed as an elite manager. I'm just trying to say it's not as easy as that, is it? It's not as easy as that.
So what I'm saying to you is this: you have £250 million, right? 5 transfer windows. Tottenham don't have £250 million. They get 2 players in on loan. And they have an elite manager, and he's got them to the top 4 ahead of us.
Why did Tottenham, 2 world-class players.
Yeah, they're already there. That Nuno couldn't do anything with. So what I'm getting at is an elite manager that has got them in the top 4, and we haven't got an elite manager, which is why we haven't got top 4. And you can go on about injuries all you want. Injuries are part of football. Yeah, injuries are part of football, and we had the whole of January open, and we did nothing. Nothing but one thing: get rid of more players and not replace them. We didn't replace Aubameyang. We said, you know what? Eddie Nketiah is going to get us top 4, boys. Stick with him. Eddie is going to get us top 4. Wrong you were. I tell you what, Maitland-Niles, could you do a job right now? Yeah, you probably could, but we're going to let you go out on loan. Pablo Mari, could you do a job at centre-back? Callum Chambers, could you do a job for us right now at Newcastle or Tottenham? Nah, I'll let you go out as well. This is unbelievably poor management from top to bottom. And it isn't all on the manager, but he's the one that's going to get the pressure. So I look at January and I look at why we didn't get this top 4, and a lot of the fingers point to him. The first few games of the season point to Arteta and Edu. January points to Arteta and Edu. The first 3-4 games of the season, we were playing a similar side that we've seen out there today. Why have we ended the last 4 games with the same team that we played the first 4 games of the season when there's another transfer window that's happened since? And now we're saying give him another transfer window. He's just neglected the last one. I can't deal with this.
Well, let's see what he does in this one. What would you mark this season out of 10?
5 out of 10. For me, I can't sit there and say this has been an amazing season. A lot of people are celebrating 5th. I didn't move to the Emirates to celebrate 5th, man. We were competing at Highbury. People said we moved to the Emirates to compete. We already were, Rob. We were competing with Barcelona in 2006 for a Champions League final. Now we're coming in and we get the champagne out because we come 5th back in Europe. And now we'll go back to European games. Nah, man, this had to be top 4 for me. You come out of Europe to get back into the Champions League, not to qualify for European football. So for me, when I look at how bottle jobs Tottenham have been, bottle jobs Man United have been, what are we? Bottle jobs as well. I can't deal with this. This has been a great season for me. So I'm sorry people think I'm negative. I'm just saying it how I think it is. I look at what Arteta's done. He's had 3 years now, and it ain't enough for me. Moving forward, for me, it's not going to happen. I would replace him with somebody that can come in and is a proven winner. Somebody like Diego Simeone, Roberto Mancini, somebody like that. People say that's negative football. We don't want to see 1-0, 2-1 wins. I do. I grew up with George Graham. I loved it. 2-1 wins, 1-0 wins. So when we come here now and look at how many games we've convincingly won this season, Rob, I can think about 3 or 4. I can't think of how we've blown teams away. So when people say, I don't want Simeone's football, I don't want Mancini's football, we've been winning 1-0 here and everyone's been going absolutely mental. So I look at it in both ways. I think this guy, personally, his time is done. I don't think he can take us any further. He can't get us into the top 4 1 game a week. How is he going to get into the top 4 next season when back in Europe?
Well, we'll find out.
We will find out. We'll see.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.